which book started it all, which was the Kickstarter on my music book collection. Thinking about it, I think the first one is almost close to comedy. It was a book that in Spanish was called Los peligros de la música rock, like dangers in rock music, and it was a very religious book with written by some fanatic, lunatic in that sense, talking about the dangers of listening to rock music. And I read it like this. First, amazed of the content and how far imagination of people can go and how stupid people can be. But honestly, that was my very first music book that I can actually remember. But then, moving the tape forward, I thought like maybe not. Maybe the official book that started it all was Walk This Way by Stephen Davis. The story is that back in 1998, when this book was released, I was dating with an Aerosmith fan, and to surprise her, I bought myself this book in hardcover, just released on Amazon, when Amazon only sold books. And I thought this is the best thing ever. She ended up keeping it for herself. It wasn't a gift for herself. I just wanted to buy it and show it, hey, look what I got for me. But somehow she managed to keep it when we broke up. Years later, and I'm talking 20 years later maybe, I went to a bookstore. I think it was Books A Million in Atlanta, in Georgia. And it wasn't Atlanta per se. You know what I mean. And I found it, and I said, oh, well, it's a good moment to have it again. And it turns out to be a re-release of the book. A new edition. Could be 7, 8 edition. Who cares? And I kept it for myself. The only thing was that it has some scratches on the cover, and I said, it doesn't matter. I just need to have it, because it was finding the hardcover was already hard. So I said, let's keep this one for me. And years later after that, Aerosmith went to play in Venezuela. And I went to the airport to receive them, to see if I was able to shake hands with them. This is a story that we'll tell in full in Concables music, in Spanish, so I can tell it with more details. But in that moment, in that event, I got Aerosmith to sign the book for me. Look at this. It's everybody, Tom, Joey, Brad, and Joe. And where's Steven? That's part of the story. Everybody signed my book, but Steven, hey, Steven, I need your signature here. Come to Madrid, please. Don't make me go wherever you are. And on the same adventure, when I opened this book, and I got this book back in years later from my books collection that I left back in Venezuela, I remember that Joe Perry shook hands with us. Again, this is a story I'll tell you later. And he gave us these amazing business cards. And he took pictures with us. Amazing story. This book by Stephen Davis, this new release, goes up to 9 lives, which is the main difference with the hardcover I bought first. And what I like about this, and at the same time what I don't like about it, is that it's the story told by the members. So there's very little participation of the writer on it. It's like he just takes bits and bytes from each member telling the story, and then building the puzzle, okay? And that's good. And that's bad at the same time, because you want someone like Stephen Davis telling you the story, okay, in third person or whatever. Stephen Davis is so great at telling stories that I think we missed it here. However, he has a very big part of it on the very last part of the book, when the Nine Lives story begins, because the book had to be re-released and he had to go, and the producer of the Get a Grip book died by then. So he had to mix all that information, include it, and somehow give it a new closing to Walk This Way. It contains all the details you want to know about Aerosmith. No censorship, no nothing. But also, as told by the Aerosmith members themselves, it's a book requested by the record label, by Sony by then. Sony? No, Universal? One of those. But by the record label they had by then. And so it's good. It's a good document. To me, it's very valuable, especially because of this. And it has an amazing design, amazing pictures. All you want to see in a book like this, you see Mr. Joe Perry. And it has ups and downs, just as every book. It's not the best Aerosmith book. We will talk about that later. So yeah, this is my very first ever music book that started my passion about reading about music. We will talk about later about what happened later, and because this was the first and I didn't bought another for years, but this one got the prize.